Right, Geordie Journals, back again. We said we'd jump on to a video if we had to, and it's been quite a lively, exciting day. I thought I'll try and take a day off the day.
Didn't work.
We've done now but work.
Yeah, I know. It's been a busy one.
Talk us through it then, Jordan. We'll talk a little bit about what's happened today. You'll all know it, and what you've kind of been chasing and involved in throughout the day. And then at the second half, we'll talk a little bit more about the future and transfers and where we think things are going after the ad break. So come on then, spit out what you've been up to today.
Yeah, it's been a busy one, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Alexander Isak saga taking a fresh twist, I would say.
Today was D-Day, wasn't it? Almost in many ways. It was the one where everyone was not D-Day. It's not really decision day, but it was effectively when, is he going to turn up? Is he going to train with the rest of the team? And we got an answer to that this morning.
Yeah. So of course Newcastle returned from Asia on Monday. The squad was given rest of Monday off, Tuesday off. On those days, Alexander Isak returned from Real Sociedad on the Saturday. A trip by Eddie Howe said he found out through the media. Alexander Isak then turned up the training out on Monday and Tuesday in the morning, trained individually. Now Wednesday morning comes round, Alexander Isak is not at the training ground, does not train with his teammates. And then, of course, we get the word that Alexander Isak is in fact reporting late on the day, and he turned up around turned up at the training ground at 4 p.m. today.
Which you were there to get a video of.
Yes, yeah, it's been I must say, Newcastle World, our publication, broke the news of Alexander Isak's early morning absence.
Yeah, we've been kind of, despite the fact we had my legs cut off by not actually being able to go to the Far East, we've kind of been on it. I had the injury line. Broke that news at the very start of this saga, and then of course you're up in Celtic and you got the answers from him there as well, and then this today breaking the news. You and Charlie putting out that he wasn't there this morning and he would be coming later, which of course he did.
Yeah, no, it's always nice to pat yourself on the back a little bit.
Yeah, because there's not many out there who'll do it for us. So
no,
exactly, I'll do it.
So yeah, it was a interesting one because, as I say, Isak has been training in the morning for Monday and Tuesday, and the fact that he didn't train in the morning today suggests he was told to come later in the day, which again was around about 4 o'clock. So yeah, the players trained at the training ground, then had a family gathering where all the families came in, players and staff. I think that ended about 3:30, and that was when Isak turned up the training ground. It was about 10 to 4. Isak turned up the training ground, and as his teammates are leaving, Isak is going into the building to then train individually. Whether he's held talks Eddie Howe, we don't know that information yet, but Eddie Howe didn't leave the training ground until 6 o'clock. Alexander Isak then left the training ground just before 7. So if the two are in the training ground, it would probably suggest that they have spoken. Otherwise, if they didn't, it would be a bit strange. Whether that was crunch transfer talks, again, we don't know that, but the facts are Alexander Isak didn't train with his teammates, definitely trained alone today. And yeah, it's an interesting one. I think it's going back to Eddie Howe's comments on Sunday. We recorded our Sunday video before Eddie Howe's comments came out in South Korea, and it was strong comments from Eddie Howe, and I loved it. It was standing up.
I loved it,
proper standing up for his football club, and was saying we'll take crap off nobody.
Yeah,
and that includes a player who, let's be honest, Alexander Isak, has acted in a poor manner, in my opinion. When Eddie Howe said he didn't know, or found out through the media that Isak was in Sociedad, that for me was suggested a player that had travelled there without permission, or at the very least not without his head coach's knowledge, which isn't good enough. And I think Eddie Howe clearly took issue with that with his comments, saying we are Newcastle United.
That was the
players.
best.
We are Newcastle United. Players must earn the right to train with us.
Yeah.
And if you want to look at those comments, Alexander Isak now you'd suspect is in that zone where he needs to earn the right to train with his teammates again.
Yeah, trained alone. I love that, the we are Newcastle United. It sounds very similar to the voice note I was leaving you.
Yeah, it was. It was funny because I think we actually mentioned on the video about sort of going on the attack. Yeah. And Eddie Howe literally went on the attack.
Oh, it was brilliant.
He'd done something that no one else could do.
Do you know what? He gets labelled with this, he's Mr. Nice Guy all the time. And just because you see the media-trained version of Eddie Howe, he's got a streak in him. Yeah. And players who've played with him know he's got that streak in him, and he has not taken to this well. It's basically like, I don't care who you are and what you've done for us. If you start acting up, You're not part of the group and you're not part of the team.
Yeah.
You need to earn your right to be back part of the team. It's the perfect approach. It's the antithesis to the prima donna football sort of culture, isn't it? That, oh yeah, well just come back in because you're worth so much money, mate, and you're so good. No, get lost. You get treated like a kid would out of the 21s. If he doesn't turn up, you get treated exactly the same. Don't care how much you're worth or how much it's worth to this football club. Brilliant. I love it. I don't know. We've off air talked on and off about this, and it's really difficult to decipher where this goes next. And obviously, naturally, the longer that it goes on, the more likely it is that he stays. But I still struggle to see how he'll definitely stay, because I think Newcastle will be tested again between now and the end of the window, and I think that's going to be telling. It doesn't, at time of recording, what time are we now? About 7?
Nearly 8 o'clock.
Nearly 8 o'clock on, what day is it? Wednesday night. As of lunchtime today, I reported earlier that Newcastle hadn't been informed of Benjamin Sesko's decision.
Yes.
But I think it's safe to say, and I've been pretty consistent, I would say, on this. It sounds like, look, not to dispel anybody's change of approach and change of manner over the weekend and into the start of this week, it's clear that those people have been briefed. That there has been positive movement, so that would suggest I think the player has been playing everybody off against each other. So I don't doubt those reports, but I've been quite consistent because the only information I've ever really had was a lack of confidence, that they kind of always had an undercurrent there, that they thought he was going to pick Manchester United. And any regular watchers of this video will know that that's kind of everything I've always said on here.
I think Newcastle knew that. Well, I mean, they definitely did know that about the preference, and I think to try and counter that, they pushed and tried to show that how much they really wanted the player by going first with the bids.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering at one stage whether Newcastle were trying to test Man United's luck and saying, actually, can you afford to put down a bid on the table? And Newcastle went on the attack and as I say, tabled 2 bids, I think it was. But of course, Man United came in with one which was, we understand, is lower. But what we would say about that is, I think the club respect, Leipzig respect where the player wants to go, and I think obviously he wants to go to Manchester United, and I think they're negotiating around the fee now.
I don't think they've been respect. I think there's been Newcastle probably the only team that's really actually done everything.
They've done things properly.
And everything's done everything right. I think it's everybody else with agendas and feeling around it. Newcastle just went for the player and pushed and said, right, there's your money. Take it or leave it. You make a decision now. And what it's done is accelerate things. It accelerated Man United to get on with it.
Yeah.
And it was like, are you going to get on with it or not? I think that was the hope for them, was that they wouldn't get on with it. And they did. And that's the end of that, realistically. Although, again, I haven't had anything since, but as of lunchtime today, there hadn't been anything communicated in Newcastle United, despite what other people out there say. And that kind of underlines the conduct and integrity of a lot of these other parties involved in this. Is that you've just went and put you've welcomed a bid, you've been in negotiations, and you can't even communicate to say, right, well, no, he's progressing this other deal, right? Newcastle should walk away. I've got no interest in signing a footballer who doesn't want to play for Newcastle United. As Eddie Howe would say, we are Newcastle United. Sign players who want to play for the football club, not players who don't want to play for the football club, because we'll just end up in the same mess in a couple of years' time.
Yeah.
So for ISAK, I think that lack of replacement is going to be the biggest problem. Look, if he does end up staying, he's ballsed up the whole of this back end of the window. Well, look, it wasn't going very well at all, but it's totally taken any focus that could have been pushed in different directions away from that to purely like, can we replace you? Incredible. Incredibly disruptive. And he deserves to be cast out. He deserves to be left where he is. And I hope he's man enough, and I hope everybody's man enough, if that's what happens, to then get on with it and forget. You take your punishment, you crack on and come and play games and score goals. Or if not, if they come and put a big enough bid in, see you later, mate.
Still need that replacement though, don't they? And I think as the window ticks on, Newcastle can't find a replacement. I think sitting here now, putting it out there, I think it's more likely Alexander Isak will stay at the football club at the time of speaking than he will leave, because they're looking at strikers out there, and I've got no doubt they'll be looking at other options, but they're going very, very far down the list now, and there's not many strikers out there, which makes me think that Isak might stay. And is there a way back for Isak? That was a question I was asked today, and I think there's got to be. There's got to be a way back for him, because
it's just hard. No. Opinion. I can't see it.
But if he stays, there has to be a way back for him.
We talked about in the Friday video last week where there's a carpet being rolled out and an entrance open to say you can come back. He's actually walked into it. He has walked onto that carpet and said, look, because the fact he's come back to train was one thing I didn't think would happen.
Yeah.
If you're really going to kick up a fuss, he wouldn't have come back to train. But I think there is a chink of light there that there could be a way back for him. I feel probably further along than what I did. I've always thought he'll leave, and I still do think he probably will leave. But I don't think it's as likely as what I was sort of saying.
Yeah,
maybe,
I totally agree.
I can see, but I can't see him back in a black and white shirt. But stranger things have happened in football. Bigger footballers than Alexander Isak have done U-turns. You know, you can name them, Steven Gerrards and all sorts. Bigger footballers than Alexander Isak will probably ever be have done that. So I think he should have it within him to do it.
There's a way back. For example, say gets a new contract, starts scoring goals, then goes next summer. I think if he starts scoring goals again, I do think fans will not forget, but maybe.
You can forgive, but I don't think anyone will forget.
Yeah, that's the word, saying I was trying to come up with. But the situation today is Eddie Howe taking control. And to be fair, the player has went along with it. He's been told to come later on the day at 4 o'clock.
And he has done it.
And I mean, I'm not praising him yet because he is under contractual obligations to do that. But the fact that the player's doing that maybe suggests maybe a change from his side as well, where maybe there's a doubt in his mind that this Liverpool move's going to happen.
Or is he just towing the party line?
Well, there's that.
So is he just saying, look, it's best for you to just get on with it now until Liverpool come back?
Yes.
There could be a bit of that.
Yeah, which probably.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, what else are you going to do? Well, I wouldn't kick up too much of a fuss. Just go back and do what you're meant to do, and then we'll see, because they're coming back. That might be a situation.
But it was a surprise to see him doing it.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, I'll be honest. I wasn't think he'd come back.
And as I say, I think Eddie Howe is taking control of the situation, which I think he deserves credit for, because as you mentioned there, sort of a £150 million footballer doesn't matter. Yeah. Doesn't matter. Eddie Howe has told him that you're turning up later and you're going to train away from the rest of the group until, again, his comments on Sunday, you will not be training with this football your squad again until you earn it, which I think is a brilliant message to send out.
Big shout out, not a Geordie journal, but big shout out to Newcastle World's Charlie Bennett as well.
Yes,
who's been with you every step of the way. He has today, helping out, and joint byline on that.
Joint byline, yes.
It was a joint effort, wasn't it?
It's been a real team effort. Yeah. Even with
you could have squeezed my name on as well.
3-man byline.
Has there ever been one of those?
Yeah.
Not with us, I don't think.
We could be the first.
Yeah, we could. Maybe tomorrow.
Aye, maybe. See what tomorrow brings. That's, I mean, now, the saga moving on is, will Isak turn up in the morning, or will he be asked to come again in the afternoon?
Yeah.
And if he does turn up in the morning, will he be training with his teammates? I'm doubtful. I'm doubtful he'll be training with his teammates tomorrow. But who knows? Things can change dramatically. One thing I am doubtful about definitely is the weekend. I don't think he appears in any of those Cellar Cup matches.
Well, no, he's still carrying an injury, isn't he?
Yeah, which that is the official line. You do forget that because of everything that's gone on, but that is the official line. He has got a minor thigh injury.
Right, that was Isak talk. After we'll be chatting about transfers and where we think Newcastle United turn and head after all of the chaos after Sesko and Isak and everything else. So, a few words from our sponsors. All the details are down below. And here's Dom. He's been away, but here he is just to do your adverts.
Comply IT Limited. Worrying about disposing of your old IT equipment? Don't be. Comply IT handle everything. Secure collection, detailed tracking, and certified data destruction. That's Comply IT Limited. Four Rivers Financial Planning offer holistic financial advice for all stages of life, ensuring your plan remains robust and adaptable in the ever-changing world we live in.
Are you worried about Alexander Isak turning up for training? Don't be!
That'll never get old.
No, great. I hope they renew their sponsor with us.
Yes,
we need that.
Yeah, I hope they don't drop off.
No.
It's iconic.
It is. People love it as well. Loads of comments about it. We'll see the comments.
I think we should do a t-shirt.
Don't
be.
He's never been here. He's been rinsed off us, hasn't he?
No.
I don't think he's watching it.
Yeah. He's too loved up somewhere, man. He's not bothered.
Yeah, he's never watched.
He's picked a great time to be off.
He has.
It's been non-stop.
Although he loves his page views, there'll be something in him going. Oh.
Yeah, I would be if I was off now. I would be upset.
Yeah,
I'd be chomping at the bit to get open my laptop.
Yeah, you would. Shields Gazette's loss and Dom Skur's PV's loss as well. Anyway, right, he will be back. I don't think he's back this weekend, is he? He said
don't think so.
He said he could be, but I don't think he will be. Yeah. He's never mentioned it to us, has he? So
who knows?
Hold on, Dom will be back, but I don't think he's going to be back this weekend. Right, transfers. What else has been happening?
Yes, so since the Benjamin Sesko news broke, probably go to Manchester United.
Which I mentioned earlier, they haven't been told. They hadn't up until today been told.
But the direction of travel sounds like it's going that way. So who else? Who did Newcastle turn to next?
So in our last video I mentioned the centre half because I asked you how to say the name. Malik Thiaw. And that seems to have gathered some pace.
Yeah, are you going to play up front? I was thought out strikers, but no. Sort of Malik Thiaw, yeah.
He's a keeper, you know.
Well, hopefully he is. He can fill a cup there. They didn't need more keepers on.
No, they don't. He's massively admired. So I haven't necessarily got much flesh on the bones to what's already out there. So I'm not going to just regurgitate what other people are saying. It's not really what we're about on here. If I can add something to the conversation, I will. All I can really add is a bit of flesh on the bones and context. And I know it's a player that they really, really pushed for. Was it last summer?
Yeah, I asked Eddie Howe
was it the summer before?
No, it was last summer because I asked Eddie Howe about Malik Thiaw in Tokyo, and obviously he gave nothing away, but he did say that he liked the player and he was aware of him from the Champions League games. But I think he only played in the San Siro tie because he was injured for the one at St James Park.
Yeah, they really like him. They really like the type of player he is. His size, his everything that he represents, and I think that's one thing that they do want to bring to the centre half role as somebody with a bit of size as well. I see a lot of this. I see one thing that came up again. I'm reluctant to shoot down other people's stories because there's some journalists out there who don't respect other journalists. We've seen it. You had some knacker having a go at you, didn't you? Recently,
never replied.
You shut him down, like you said. That's why you're a freelancer, and he just went quiet, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't like that. I think you should respect your colleagues.
I think so too. Yeah, we'll all work hard. We'll all do this craft. Yeah. We know the lifestyle. We know the work that goes in it. We know nobody really gets paid very much. That might be a surprise to somebody out there, but it is fact. It's not something you come into if you want to make money, but it's got its perks. Can't say it's a bad job. We love it, but it isn't. You know, people work. You have to work for every penny. You know, you do really have to graft for it. So on Malik Thiaw. I'm not going to shoot down with Mark Yee. I'm not going to shoot down what other people are saying, but whenever I've asked the question this summer about him, start of the summer it seemed like he was partly on the agenda. I don't think it was ruled out, and they do go back for the target, so I wouldn't rule it out 100%.
Yeah,
but I think the feeling is as soon as Newcastle United decide to do anything towards Mark Yee, there's a certain other football club just going to step into the void because that's his preferred place to go, and he's top of their list as well.
Dare we say their name?
I know, that's why I'm avoiding it. You know who they are.
Yeah.
And realistically, I think Newcastle United don't want to be drawn into another sort of scenario where they go in and get gazumped or rejected by Liverpool.
Yeah.
I think so. Yes, can I say that he's definitely not somebody that wouldn't revisit? I think they would because they like the player.
Yeah.
But I think the situation that the player's in, where his head's at, and where Liverpool are at, I think that's probably where he goes. And then even if he doesn't, he stays and ends up somewhere like Liverpool or Man City next summer for nothing. I don't think this is a deal Newcastle United can strike. Look, I'd like to be proved wrong because I've been a advocate on here. I think he's an excellent player. But I think Thiaw seems like a more likely one. And there's a lot of pace gathering with that one. And I can see why, because they do, like I said, it was one that they really wanted last summer. They loved the idea of pairing him with Sven Botman, I think. I mean, that might just be a fanciful idea because we don't really know where he's at either, do we?
No, of course, he missed out the 2 games in South Korea, didn't he?
Yeah.
Big telling if he plays this weekend in the other 2 games.
We'll be working again on Friday, won't we? We'll do a video Friday night. We'll have a little bit more information probably about Sven Botman then, I would imagine.
Yeah. Because Eddie will speak to the media after the game, after the Espanyol game. He won't do a pre-match press conference, but we'll do 2 post-match, obviously after Espanyol and Atletico Madrid, so might be a couple of updates in there as well, even Joe Willock as well.
Yeah. I think Johan Wissa gets done.
Do you?
I do, I think Johan Wissa gets done. I don't know when or how, but I do think it gets done.
I hope so, because I think he's an ideal replacement for Callum Wilson. I think it would be a really, really good signing, Johan Wissa, I really do. Just the goals he scored last year, I mean, we've watched him like just a proper fox in the box. Again, on the older side, if you like, it seems harsh saying that about 29-year-old, and I'm approaching that next year.
Yeah.
But in terms of football, yes, he is. But I think he would give you 2 or 3 very good years, and would be a fantastic backup to who.
And that's an important bit though, Jordan, because I see a lot of Liverpool fans, like so many, where they're like, just go and get Wissa because he'll replace ISAK. That's not like on the agenda. It's never been on the agenda. He was Callum Wilson's replacement. And Newcastle are suddenly looking at it now thinking, oh, get him in, we can let ISAK go. What they're looking at is, I think they'll probably push to try and get him in before Aston Villa. I think that's probably the thing, because as things stand at the moment, Anthony Gordon starts that game as a striker.
Yeah, definitely.
I can't see them trusting Willa Sula to play that match. I think Willa Sula's... I'm questioning whether I ever think he'll be a Premier League centre forward, to be honest. Willa Sula, that's not criticism necessarily of him. I think he needs training to possibly be a wide player. Because I just don't know if he's got the instincts of a forward at the moment. He hasn't shown it in the games I've watched him. But
no, I think pre-season's been his opportunity to shine. And I think he's been... I don't think it's for a lack of effort. No. I think he's been a hard-working, willing player, but just hasn't quite shown it.
Yeah.
Again, probably needs another 12-month development. You look in 12 months' time and think, well, where is he? Is he ready or is he not? And then you've got a decision to make.
There's a decision in it. He's probably got 12 months to show it, I think.
Yeah.
And then it'll probably be a decision to make. One thing that does seem to stick in my throat, the minor semantics of things, is that I see a lot of these sort of, can I say a piss take on here?
Yeah.
All these sort of piss take accounts on Twitter and X, you'll have seen them yourselves, where it's these major account transfer accounts, and one of them put out some like 11 of all the players Newcastle United have been rejected by. You'll have seen it doing the rounds.
I did see that, yeah.
Why are they even making names up? Mohamed Kudus wasn't ever. Like, he's popping up in lists now where people are like, oh, the Newcastle rejected by him. They were never there.
No.
They never even went for him. They're just adding names on names.
Well, you see that start 11. They were putting strikers in midfield.
Aye. João Pedro on that.
Yeah, I mean, Newcastle have been rejected by a lot of players, but that was just daft. It really was.
So that's my other little thing. Should I say my information on what I was going to talk about, which I'm going to write for the morning? Should I just say it? I mean, it's not going to kill it, is it?
Nah.
Okay, so a bit of information on Nicholas Jackson, which I think possibly only becomes a thing if it's certain that Alexander Isak goes. Now, I've got my own opinions on Nicholas Jackson. I'm going to share them all on here.
Yeah.
But I think I probably share the similar opinions to looking at reactions online to what most people probably do. So I don't think I'd be saying that would turn, but I'm not going to nail my colours to any masts.
No, if you've rocked up.
Just in case. Because I do think that's possibly where they would head should Isak become a major issue again. He's available. The one thing that I've learned, though, is he is available, but it isn't an easy deal to strike. And the reason it isn't an easy deal to strike is because there's a number of different factors. The player actually, despite Chelsea wanting to get rid of him, doesn't want to leave, is one. He only signed an 8-year contract in...
I'm sure it was last season.
It was September, possibly.
Yeah.
I might not be right, but he signed it last year. And I'm told he's on astronomical wages. So I'm going to write, it's going to be a Newcastle World story in the morning. You might read it. It might have more flesh on the bones when you read it. It will. Yeah, that will be a potential stumbling block for us. So anybody looking at it going, oh, Jackson, well, he's available. It's probably the free hit they'll go for. I think it's a very expensive hit. And I think it would have to be desperation times for them to take that up or be able to bring the numbers down, because it's a significant fee that Chelsea want as well, which has been reported elsewhere, and that's been backed up to me in the information I've got from good sources very close to the player.
Yeah, I do wonder. I mean, obviously, we're talking about Benjamin Sesko. I think that is a fee of over 70 million. I think Chelsea would probably want to demand more. Or
I've not had a number.
It's speculation, this, but what I'm trying to say is you'd spend a lot of money on a player that maybe not many people are sure on. Not those in the football club, but as you allude to.
I think he's got... Look, I think one thing you cannot argue with him, right? Look at his numbers, and he's always involved. He just kind of finishes dinner half the time, can he? He's
a willing... He's a willing player. I already use this, but willing and hard working.
He's a nuisance. Yeah. And he scores goals. He has scored. He's a 1-3 man, I think, in the Premier League. He's done well, but not for me. Like I've just nailed me because I'm not.
Should we take that out?
No, leave it in. Not for me in terms of like what I was hoping for in terms of replacement. But it doesn't mean if he walked through this door, I wouldn't support him.
No, that's what I'm saying. You would get behind him 100%, and every other Newcastle fan out there would be as well.
However, I don't think the optics of it are great, because it would mean signing a forward that Chelsea have actually replaced with two strikers Newcastle United tried to buy to replace Callum Wilson. So they're getting rid of a player who Newcastle tried to sign players to replace Callum Wilson. They've replaced him with.
Yeah.
So the second strikers Newcastle were going for are now Chelsea's first strikers, and the man that we would want to sign as our first striker is their third choice striker now. Do you see what I mean? It makes sense. The striker merry-go-round will no doubt continue. Right, you've got to get home. You've got another half to see.
Yes, I've been out
all day.
Most of the day.
Yeah.
So
right, well that was us. That was the Geordie Journals. Anything else to add?
No.
We'll not be back tomorrow. We might. Well, we don't know what's going to happen to her.
It depends. Depends if we get wind of anything.
Yeah, which might happen.
Yeah.
We'll be on it tomorrow.
We will.
Oh well, summer holidays. I've got the kids again. I brought them along to the training ground for a little bit today, didn't I?
Yes, yeah, you did.
Just to see how he's getting on. Keep an eye.
Keep an eye on where it's at. We've done a great job.
You did.
You did.
Honestly,
done a great job.
I can't fault you, lads. I can't fault you. You're top class.
Thanks, mate.
Love it. Right, that's enough of that. I don't do very often, do I?
I'll pat you on the back of
I try. Right, we were the Geordie Journals. Thanks a lot for your support. Like, comment, share, subscribe for all your Geordie Journals content. All the details of the sponsors is down below, and we will see you. Might be tomorrow, might not be tomorrow, but definitely on Friday night. So, good night, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're watching this. We were the Geordie Journals.